Sonia here. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 2. I have to be honest with you, I recorded a whole Vlogmas yesterday and I edited it, and then when I was rendering it, my drive died. So I was recording it like one day before, not the day of, but now this is the day of, because yeah, I lost all my footage plus some footage from Germany about whatever. So let's do a new Vlogmas for today, day 2, December 2nd. So let me recap what ended up happening yesterday. I woke up extremely tired again, like the whole night. It was the same as always, 5 hours of sleep. I went through the whole day with no brain in my head. Gunnar did go to school. He did perform in the school concert. It went okay. Arron is coming down with whatever Gunnar had. And Gunnar ended the day like in a really bad state of mind because some of his plans for the holidays fell through and he was really having a hard time dealing with that. He ended up staying up till like 2 in the morning and he ended up falling asleep on the couch with his boots on. And today I have to take him for an x-ray related to this possible sinus issue, and I have a doctor's appointment too, so I didn't send him to school because I think he's really at the burnout point. And because it wouldn't have worked for me to send him, pick him up, and then somehow get to my appointment and get him to his appointment. So he's home today and he's basically sleeping it off, and hopefully he'll be in a better state of mind today. I'd like to give a little shout out to Guinevere Moonmist. Guinevere, thank you so much for all your generous support. I have a really hard time asking people to do things, but I'd like you all to just please check out Guinevere's channel. She's been doing videos chronicling her journey with one of these new weight loss drugs. It's something with Pion at the end. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the drug, but it's quite interesting. And so I'm watching her journey, I'm following it, and I'd like to ask you to please go check out her channel. And please subscribe to help her hit 1,000 subscribers. That would be really great. And thanks again, Guinevere, and keep those videos coming. So while Gunnar is sleeping it off, I'd like to show you a couple of things that I like to do to get myself organized and like to get myself in the right state of mind. And I want to show you what I bought on Amazon. Christmas present for me. I always buy myself Christmas presents. So here's what I wanted to show you, okay? You know, you ever wake up and you just feel like, I got so many things to do, I don't even know where to start. Well, this is something I find really essential, and maybe it's a no-brainer, but in case you didn't think of this, to-do list. It's unbelievable how much more I get done when I use a to-do list. And I like this one. I know it's flipped around now because I've got it on selfie mode. This one's pretty cool. I got it at Chapters, and it has all these different sections: tasks, errands, correspondence, like emails, and then notes. This actually makes a really big difference. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make myself a to-do list. So I'll make the list and then I'll go over it and I'll decide like what is the most important, what could wait till later, and maybe I'll number them. Like I'll group them too. Like if I have several things to do in a certain area or that are similar, like maybe several things to do around the home or several things to do in the neighborhood versus somewhere else, I'll group them together to make sure that when I go out, I can check off my list. Did I go to the bank? Did I go to the pharmacy? Did I go to the grocery store? I don't know if you guys, maybe you don't need this kind of help, but I do. Well, I am on the autism spectrum, so actually, life hack, use the to-do list and use an organized one and organize yourself well so that you don't have to use so much of your executive function as your day goes, because that's going to burn you out. And here's another thing. This is so good. This is a book by Joyce Meyer. It's called Quiet Times with God Devotional. I'm not the best at reading my Bible regularly, I'll admit. And I kind of feel like I need structure, you know, like if you just have your Bible and you're like, oh, where do I start? What do I read? You know, I need a little bit of guidance. So I bought this. It's really good. And I want to share with you what she has for today. I can't believe it is so relevant. And I thought maybe you guys would find it relevant too, and it would encourage you. So December 2nd, the title is Learning to be Content. I'm not going to read all of it. I don't know about how the copyright thing works, but I'll read you the quote from the Bible. It's from Philippians 4:11. Not that I speak from any personal need, for I have learned to be content and self-sufficient through Christ, satisfied to the point where I'm not disturbed or uneasy, regardless of my circumstances. So what she's talking about in this entry is how the Bible teaches us to be content no matter what is going on in our lives, no matter what our circumstances are. Contentment being a decision to be happy with what you have. I'll admit this is something that I struggle with sometimes. Like yesterday when I was at Arron's place in the evening, and I realized that the kitchen light, the beautiful Tiffany lamp that I bought in the 90s, is not working. I mean, yes, I knew it wasn't working, but I wasn't really thinking about it. But then I realized, like, there's something really wrong with the lamp. And he said to me, it's a problem with the electrical wiring. And I know that the landlord is never going to fix that. I could explain at some other point what the issue is with our landlord. And I was just so discouraged. I was just like, why does everything that we have break? Why, like you guys have seen how we live, our apartments. I'll explain at some point why we live here and the whole thing, but it is kind of discouraging. Sometimes I just feel like we're doomed to living in a place where like nothing works, the lights don't work, things are always broken, the faucet's always leaking, and it's discouraging. So when I picked this up today and she talks about contentment being a decision to be happy with what you have, I was like, yeah, that's something that I need to think about and work on. She says, you can choose to be content every day starting today. It isn't wrong to want things or to want your life to change, but we should be content where we are while we're getting to where we want to be. So thank you for pointing out that it's not wrong to want things, because there's a difference between content where you're like, I don't want anything. I mean, who can really honestly say that that applies to them? I think we always want something. We are made to strive for something. So the idea of I'm content and I don't want anything and I'm happy living in, I don't know, poverty or with disability or with hardships. And is that honest? Probably not. We do want improvements always, but while we're working towards that, we can be happy with what we have today. That's awesome. I really like the way she put that. When we want something so much that we feel we cannot be happy without it, then it has stopped being a desire and has become a lust. That was like mind blown. I was like, I never thought of it that way. There are definitely things that I want, especially concerning, my living situation, Aaron's living situation, like just our lives in general. There are definitely things that I want. I wish that we lived in better, cleaner, more organized apartments with less chaos. And I try so hard to create that order and that niceness, but I feel like no matter how hard I try, there's so many limitations on it that really gets me down. And like she said, it's normal to want things, but when it's to the point where you can't be happy without it, it becomes lust. Things don't have the power to keep us happy for very long, but God can give us contentment that surpasses our understanding. And today's thought is sometimes we ask God for what we want and he gives us what we need. Okay, there's a difference between wanting something versus feeling like I can't be happy without it. Something to think about for the day. I really appreciate this lesson for today. I'm going to keep that in mind as I go through my day. That even though, yes, there are things that I want that I'd like to improve, I can choose to be happy today. I'll focus on what I'm happy with and what I can be grateful for. That's great. Well, I hope that that was helpful to you and how you're thinking about your life, as well. And it makes you feel like it's easier to be happy today. Okay, the next thing. So I did buy something on Amazon. I do my Christmas shopping in November. I'm not a last minute Christmas shopper. And I do buy myself Christmas presents because why not? Because I don't buy myself a lot of stuff the rest of the year. So I buy myself some things for Christmas. And I like to say that sometimes if you want to get a job done, you have to do it yourself, So here's what I bought. But first of all, let me show you. When I opened the box, I was really mind blown about the packaging. There's all these like puffy packs which I find is really like unnecessary considering what was in the box. It was only a few tiny items that are not breakable, plus a calendar. So why all the stuff? But this is neat stuff. When I took this out, I was like, whoa, that's so cool. So, okay, I'm going to show you what I got. First of all, Cynthia Hart Victoriana Calendar 2023. I love these so much. One year I bought myself one in the mall. That's how I found it. It was in a pop-up booth in the mall. And ever since then, I've been hooked on this, getting a new calendar every year. And it's full of gorgeous Victoriana, different one for every month. And I keep it right there in my kitchen, right there. And it's just beautiful all year. And by the way, this is what I used for the decoupage for that shelf that I kind of like refurbished. It was from this calendar. So here's what else I bought. I got turquoise color stone heishi beads, black coconut shell heishi beads, some jewelry wire. I had some before, but it was very stiff, so I'm hoping this one would be better. And findings. I think I know why they call them findings, because you have to really look for them if you want good ones, but I'm very happy with my little findings. And I got this. This is like a clamp to close the little thingies at the end when you're making your jewelry. Wait, there was one more thing. Oh yes, here it is. And lobster clasps. Now you might be wondering, why am I buying this stuff? Well, you guys know I'm a creative person. I like to make stuff, but there's a reason why I splurged on this. That is, I inherited all this jewelry from my mother. I mean, you know, my mother's still alive, but she basically just passed this all on to me because she doesn't need it anymore. And I'll show you something. The jewelry, it's amazing stuff, fantastic. Natural coral, for example, this necklace from the 1970s. Look at this thing. Statement necklace. There's two reasons why I could never wear this. Number one, it's not my style. Number two, my thyroid. She gave me like all this jewelry that is heavy around my thyroid. That's why I always just wear this, because it's very, very light. I have multinodular goiter, and I can't have any pressure on my thyroid. So I have many kinds of necklaces like this with stones. I'm just showing you the coral ones, but oops. I have also turquoise and a whole bunch of things. I have amethyst. This is good stuff. I was selling them on Marketplace for actually way too little. And what was happening was jewelers were buying them and using them for parts. So I thought, well, why don't I just use them for parts? Because even this one, I can't wear it. It needs to be lower. Like I need to have the stone down here, then it's okay. I can't have these things so high up. So I realized that what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take these apart and make myself new jewelry. And I have so much that I can make all kinds. And I actually thought, rather than sell this on this, I mean, really, if this was being sold by like a collector or a dealer, a vintage or antique dealer, this would go for like multiple hundreds. But on Marketplace, I'd be selling it for like 150. And I just thought, what a waste. Maybe I could just repurpose it. And then maybe I could actually sell some of those things. We'll see. So either I can wear it myself, I can give it as gifts, or maybe I can sell it. But that's why, because otherwise I have a box of this kind of stuff sitting around in my apartment that it's just going to sit there forever. So I decided to make it a little project, get my little jewelry making stuff, and that's what I'm going to do over the holidays. I'm going to make some jewelry, which is going to be super fun for me. I love to have creative projects. So that's what I did. I was very excited to get something in the mail for once. Amazon! So that's my little gift to myself. You got to do something nice for yourself sometimes, you know? I feel like these little creative projects are what make my life really happy, actually. Wait, am I lusting after more creative projects? And now I'm going to get on with my day. I let Gunnar sleep in, like I said, but it's time to get him up. I'm going to make that to-do list. I'm going to get some stuff done. and I'll see you later. Oh my God, I'm so stressed. I have a doctor's appointment at 1:30, which is kind of important because it's a follow-up because I've had blood in my pee for months, and I had an ultrasound, and I thought that the reason the doctor didn't call me was because the ultrasound was fine, but it turns out that they never received the ultrasound. So like I'm supposed to go and follow up with my GP about whether he's going to refer me to urology, which could easily be done on the phone, but they gave me an in-person appointment, and I had to make an appointment for Gunnar for the dentist for something that's also urgent, and the only appointment they could give me was at 2 today, or it's going to be in 6 weeks in January. So I took the appointment, but I was like, how am I going to, okay, I'll go up to the clinic, I'll see my doctor for like 5 minutes, and then I'll bring Gunnar to the dentist, which is just down the street. But now it's like Gunnar's not moving, and like I just can't get him moving at a reasonable pace, and I'm feeling like this is really crazy. Like how oh my God. So it just feels like really impossible. This kind of stuff gives me a lot of stress. And Arron is not well, and now he wants a club sandwich. Oh my God, Gunnar just has to get out of the shower so he can go. So crazy, so hectic. Okay, here's Arron's sandwich. You happy?
Yeah.
The exterminator is coming to Arron's place today, and Arron isn't ready. He's not dressed. And I can't be down there to help him get ready. And I can't cancel my appointment at the clinic because now it's lunchtime and they're closed, and it's like, oh my God, how did my day get so out of control? I must have not made a good enough to-do list. Oh wow, Christmas miracle, double miracle. First of all, as I'm going to the clinic, my doctor calls me, so we did the consult on the phone. Thank God I didn't have to sit around there and do this whole thing in person. So he says I can just come in, do another pee test, and if there's blood again, then they're gonna refer me to urology. Plus he's waiting for the result from that ultrasound, so I just have to follow up on that. And meanwhile, also, because it's double miracle, Gunnar is back home getting himself dressed, and he said he would get himself to the dental clinic, which I was really impressed. So I'm just gonna go do the pee test, and I'll call Gunnar and tell him to just meet me at the dental clinic. So that's cool. I feel like this was like divine intervention. It's gonna be okay. Pee test done. When you have blood in your pee, it's usually the first thing they're looking for is like an infection, which they ruled out, or an issue with the kidneys, which they ruled out because I had an ultrasound. So they don't know why I have it, and it's possible that it's just really random and there's nothing really actually wrong with me, but they can't just ignore it, because whenever you have blood coming out of somewhere, you're supposed to pay attention to it. So that's one step towards figuring out what it is. Gunnar says he got himself ready and he's heading out to meet me at the dental clinic. Hey! Huh? You did great. Yeah, no, that's my bad, because I told you it's the top floor. Good job, Gunnar. Did you sign your name? Yeah. That's how you sign your name? I think you're supposed to put your last name too. Okay.
Looks so cool when this sings.
It's the motherfucking Eagle Double G.
Snoop Dogg!
You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Well, that's interesting. They just took Gunnar to do a panoramic x-ray, and they did the regular x-rays, and they're saying that the problem is that his wisdom teeth are coming in early, and it's causing all kinds of pressure. So that's looking like that's what the problem is, because he's been having all kinds of weird pain and stuff, but no cavities. But yeah. I'm looking for the saline rinse for the nose for the sinuses. Oh, maybe that's it. This is what the dentist said to get to rinse your sinuses with seawater. Holy crap, there really is a shortage of cold and flu medicine. And they're not kidding. Oh my God, you guys, I'm so exhausted. I just got back from going to 2 different pharmacies. I am gonna have a little break, and I've got dinner in the oven. I want to show you what I'm making though, but first I want to show you what I bought This is some of my favorite things here that I just want to share this with you. This shampoo, we just got a Jean Coutu whole blends. It's just a pharmacy shampoo, but this is like the best one that I found. People have commented that my hair looks better. Like, look, it looks silkier than it used to, that's for sure. I mean, some of that is some of the other things I'm doing, but this shampoo definitely helps. It's got castor oil in it, so I got one for me and one for Arron, because they're on sale right now. I can't believe how expensive shampoo is. This at Pharmaprix was like $12.99. I got it for $7.99 at Jean Coutu, large size. And of course I got this, the nasal spray, sea salt nasal spray for Gunner for sinus infection. And we got an appointment for him for Monday morning, but I can call tomorrow. I might be able to get an appointment with him tomorrow at the Côte de Neige clinic. So we're going to do that. And I got some of these for the holidays, after 8s, on sale. And Fruit de Luxe, fruit jellies for the holidays, on sale, of course. So I think that's it. That's what I bought today. Oh, and I got this on sale. I know I need to clean the oven. I never really thought about how bad it was until I saw it on camera, and then I was like, oh my god. So, the potatoes, baked potatoes. And this is another pork roast, and it is so good. I made in advance. It's well marinated, and it's with red peppers. What I used for that, it was this, the red peppers from Costco. I put them in the marinade, and I used some of the brine too, and man, it's just absolutely delicious. I kind of took an internet recipe and sort of changed it around a bit, and I just came up with something that it's really good. Maybe I'll tell you guys the recipe at some point, because these days that's what I'm doing. I'm marinating pork tenderloins, and man, it makes a fantastic dinner. So I'm gonna end my daily Vlogmas here. I just want to say thanks to everybody for joining me in the chat. You guys are awesome. I love to see you and talk to you. It really means a lot to me that you're there, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. And so thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.